Alright, so this is DestroyAndrew. He's at 3200. This is on Watch Point Gibraltar. He's just only playing Junkrat, so let's see what it is. He's also known as Mr. Annoying. Can't speak for that. But if he annoyed me, I'd tell you guys.
Talking like low plat and
That is true.
Okay.
what's up, dude? Maybe this Devo.
So small little thing you can see between that crack and see if someone's up there.
He was already low health. He was already low health, that worried.
I like your trying to use the concussive mine. Alright, now just get back down. You're gonna die if you stay up there at any distance, or any duration of time. So, I'll just say this. This was a very passive play. I get that you went up to see something and then you came back down. But understand that you could have went up here and used this as cover. Because they were still all up here. You notice as you went through this tunnel, there was no one in front of you. So you can still use this as cover and maintain the high ground advantage. You really don't need to be on the cart right now because there's other teammates with you.
Junkrat, fuck this Ryan up. You can't kill fucking Ryan, dude.
Oh, dude, I got two.
I would just say avoid chasing a tracer. Also, you're already exhibiting that run at a person while I shoot them. That I've always noted.
Trying to get the Zarya. This Zarya's been alive for way too long. She's won.
The other thing is,
Who the fuck is playing? What is that? Like killers? Like, get the
the other mistake. Whenever you put yourself between you and their spawn, right? Their reinforcements are coming this way. You are right here. Never stay there for very long. Just have a timer in your head, and at like 10 seconds, just be like, alright, I gotta get out of there. Because you probably should have died.
Who the fuck is that?
My bad, dude.
Alright, at this point, get as much ult charge as possible and just die right away. Because you're not surviving.
You're gonna beat the fuck out of them. They have a fucking frig and a fucking they have a Zarya that's fully torqued at all times.
I have ult ready.
Yeah, just wait. We push in, maybe pop it, because they don't really have anything to get. I think too, if they drop Shatter, we're dead fine.
Everybody went up. You're the only one on. They live.
So you haven't really used cover yet this game. Notice how you're always kind of staying in the middle. This is the first time right you had cover right there first.
Field him up plums.
And you
Junkrat. Oh, Zarya's look. This bitch is
The Reinhardt was right on you.
Get this bitty. This bitch dead. Holy fuck. Alright, Hanzo, you got ult?
Something's behind you.
Try to draw him out.
Alright, good shot. Now just keep the pressure on the shield.
Go.
Detonate.
Point pick. Just like old
Okay,
times,
that works.
but-
That was different. That was a strange maneuver.
No, that's,
And then
that's honestly how
I just.
we can't, like, he just had hella Hanzo and I went hella Zarya. Like, it was the move.
I hate that so much. It's because mine got destroyed. I think you need a better plan when just using concussive mine to get some air.
I've been shattered. Bomb. I got 4 people by my name. That gives you an idea of what the fuck happened to me.
Devo got a good ult, but wait for me.
Oh, we can push him, bro.
Trap?
No, you hit him with the Widow? No, bro, not the Widow. Damn,
I think that was a little. I think you're riding a little bit of a high there. You got overhyped. But yeah, you're using concussive mines a lot to just
Tracer's behind.
Not do much.
Even if I bubble you, take like a bit of damage. That's great.
Okay, it's those. That's the type of jump I'm talking about. It was a bit blind. Didn't really gain you much. In fact, because you're low health, it was very dangerous actually.
Okay, they use rally. That's fine.
Okay.
Oh, peek. Peek's like, will you?
We'll throw down a trap before you've done that.
Oh my god.
Oh, shit.
That's the one headshot you get out of this guy.
Cool. I don't know if you knew what you're doing there or not, but so soldiers, especially at a lower ELO,
Get this brig. Get this fucking brig.
will just constantly flank.
For me?
You have a concussive mine.
Has the ability to travel.
Watch out.
Shoot the health pack.
No
What do you mean? How did she get so fucking fast?
Reaper's behind you. Javelin.
Okay, you made it out.
Shit.
Okay, but where'd the killers go? I kinda want to plus the killers now, bro. We gotta put that shit back on.
Alright. So one, you figured out this
Made me feel bad
soldier
for having
wants to
it
stay
on.
up there.
Bro, there's nothing wrong with it. It was just hella out of nowhere.
Okay, that's all fine.
Again,
Again, it's just a lot of concussive mine usage with no real purpose. Like this stuff. Right. As I said it.
Tracer behind.
I couldn't get that. There's two behind.
It's one thing to use it to like get a sight on battle, but it's more than that for you. It just seems like you're using it to use it. Like use it to get somewhere. If you just want to get sight, then don't half see it. Because it seems like all these jumps you're kind of, I don't want to say you're half-assing it, but you're not going all the way to jump somewhere. Like right there, instead of going all the way forward, you went a little bit forward and you came back.
Oh my god, this Tracer's been behind us for 3 years. Can someone kill him?
3 years, this Tracer.
Oh, you hit him with the McCrees. You hit the McCreezy. They're going triple deep.
Yeah, there's a, this is why I don't join chat, man. This guy's not said anything really useful.
God damn.
Besides the Tracer that's been there before Overwatch existed.
We'll wait for Junkrat, probably. Junkrat, just let me know when you have ult.
Soldiers up there, yep.
You have to present though, so be careful.
So that's what I meant, like,
Top right.
you,
Do you want to try to get
you
that?
needed to commit
And Tracer's
and
behind
stay
you.
on him.
Tracer's
Just don't just go up for no reason and then come back
Zarya's
down.
going for me. Zarya's got no personal. Dude, you guys gotta deal with this Tracer. Holy fuck.
Don't ult.
Dude, holy fuck.
Yeah, just die. Oh, you killed him, that works.
Bitch ain't even good. She literally just
That's the same deal.
Okay, Junkrat, just get it somewhere comfortable and get ready to pop tire.
Just use tire. Oh, that would have been a good spot.
Alright, Junkrat, you ready? It'll still kill the Zarya. It'll still kill him. Oh yeah, that works too.
Reaper behind.
Top 500 Reaper. Reapers have...
Okay, just remember when you're cutting off an angle that hard, what are you actually trying to get there? Right, so whenever you're taking this position, think about what you're trying to get. Don't do this to me, YouTube.
Grab because...
Right, okay, you try to kill him, didn't work. You're backing out, you got a trap right here. But now, from this distance, this is basically the area you can hit. And that's not a lot of area. It's pretty much no area. And it's not like a major point of flanking. Sure, you're probably stopping the soldier from getting high ground. But even then, you can kind of chill here and deal with things this way while still locking this down.
They might have grab, be careful.
So they're probably gonna hit that trap now.
Standpoint, Tracer
You didn't blend? Okay.
Tracer left, oh. Careful, Junkrat. Did we get it? We fucking got it!
They weren't paying attention to point, and you kind of got lucky.
Dude, that dead, I know I saw that, Macri. Hey!
It's just a pull.
Okay. So you're still exhibiting the same diamond level Junkrat issues that most people have. Charging at people, movement is kind of willy-nilly. Doesn't really serve too big of a purpose. You can just clean up generally overall. And that's, honestly, that's what Diamond's at. Someone's up there with you. Or someone's down there, I heard some steps.
You reveal one.
So at this point, your trap has not worked, so just redeploy somewhere.
Okay. Oh wait, are you playing Reason? Can you play Ryan?
Bro,
Don't. You had a very good spot up there. You had a very good spot. I saw no reason why you should have dropped from there. See, there's another one of those. You're just kind of clearing space. It's just very odd. But you had a very good spot and you gave it up for no reason.
Dude, what do you think I normally play, dog?
In fact, you don't even have a Widowmaker, so you shouldn't be that scared. Like, you shouldn't be dropping down from this.
5 seasons ago when I was
You have the ability to poke.
Bullshit.
So use it.
Oh my god.
not bad, dog.
Yeah, what you got on the phone? You want to pop it off, dude? I'm only at 45.
Now that should. A lot of chats.
Reaper behind anything? Reaper's one. Shit.
Again, there's that running at someone.
Like, fuck, don't play anything else.
That's fine. I don't mind jumping up to put pressure on someone very quickly. This is actually a good tire, in case anyone was questioning it.
You died by Anna? Bro,
You lost a
died
couple
by
people.
Anna. What the fuck? That's like that one time you played Roto.
Oh, you
couldn't
could've
beat a
maybe
fucking
killed her.
Anna.
Oh, you remember that? Stop bringing it
Dude,
up.
you're never ever gonna live that. This man, let me tell you, Pajik, or ever say that shit. This man had 600 health going in to fight an Anna, and he couldn't beat the Anna.
Okay, you got him. Trap down low, and then you lose it again. Now, if you're using your concussive mind to get back up the high ground right away, I don't mind
Dude, I
that.
missed it last second.
I thought I wasted all of that play.
I died. No,
Yeah.
no, go back to Hanzo, bro. I got ult. Who am I supposed to combo with?
Me? What's up?
What's up, yo? God damn it.
Oh, fuck me.
Talk about this shit. Junkrat, start blowing them up or some shit. I don't fucking know they got no bubbles.
Bam! Got him.
God.
And there was a lot of just running at people there again. So that, first of all, that's your first issue. If nothing else you get from this video, stop running at people. I always make this analogy where if you ever see kids playing soccer, it's gonna be okay. I was like, that's near instant now, so be careful with that. Stay up here. Oh, you could have stayed up there and dropped the tire. You're gonna die now. Yep. So, yeah, don't. If you see someone, you don't have to run straight at them.
There's a Reaper somewhere.
Oh, she has to eat that. Okay, she didn't get healed.
Dead as fuck. Junkrat.
My turn.
Yeah, Zarya has to eat that to kill her.
Anna. Don't try me with that Ana shit.
Oh, look at this. He's
No.
taunting. After having misplays, he's taunting. Come on.
Get the fuck out of here.
Auntie.
Move your trap up. Yep. Perfect.
Nah, not at all.
What?
Nice.
Where you going?
Yeah, bro.
Fuck like that. You ballsy for that one. I'll give you that, Ryan. You lucky at a bubble.
You notice how like you just ran
Saw the Pokemon.
across the spaceship to get to them?
I died to Junkrat.
Oh, fat.
I mean, you can live for a long while if they can't hit
Their
you.
Reaper, man. It's the fucking stress.
Thanks, Jake. Thanks for the positive reinforcements. Yeah, why not?
Oh my god. That missed everything. I'm actually upset. Yeah, fuck me.
Oh my god, it's fuck.
They got it.
There was so much going on. I got grab.
There you go.
Oh, you actually picked Reaper.
Good trap. Nope.
Dude, just go back to Hondo for one round. We'll kill him real quick. That'll be great.
Doesn't want to be known.
Reaper's above you.
Must be
He's
more.
he's like the best Hanzo I play with. He should be more than happy to accept that.
Reaper's now like right on you. Okay, I think you noticed him now.
My shit's going down. Mid charge.
I got
Maybe he
grab.
did.
God fucking damn. Reaper's probably going high ground or some shit.
He didn't camp your body, so he's probably on the high ground still. There he is.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Someone can test if he can.
So right there, you use all your concussive mines for nothing. You gotta stop just jumping up for the sake of jumping up. It doesn't inherently give you much.
Fucking yo.
Where can you send VODs to be reviewed? Actually, it says exactly that with
a lot more
reviews.
time than us. Let's get that out of the way now.
No.
Alright, perfect. See, like, what did you really gain from that angle?
Help me out. Come, please help me.
Right, I mean, it's more damage you could have had on there. Also, there's a full health back in there. I would just, be really careful with that.
Careful of Reaper somewhere around here.
Okay. I was gonna say you lost one, so be careful. Also, I've been noticing, like, with that one, you've been holding your concussive mines for a really long time. I can hardly see what the fuck's going on. The quality doesn't help, but just running at someone like that, yeah.
Distracting the fuck out of Zarya, so that's the cool thing. Get her, Zarya. Get her, Zarya. You can be the better Zarya.
You should have had this Reinhardt killed like 2 minutes ago.
I distracted.
You
guys don't know. I distracted that Zarya.
Yeah, you just gotta worry about... You're actually going so close that you're missing your targets.
Every fucking time because of this shit. Yep, there it is.
So, you were so close to your target, you couldn't see what the hell was going on. More P's, please? She's always asking for the P.
I
Oh!
was 1v1 in Zarya,
Or the Ds.
dog, like...
Gotcha.
It's like a 2-story thing. And
either
there's,
way-
like, stores.
You're still so focused on what's like directly in front of you that you're missing the big picture.
They probably showed you like the one.
There was no reason, unless you were the only one on your team by the cart, there was no reason for you to be up that far.
I mean, it's pretty cheap considering the area. It's just had to deal with that shit. Normally, I try not to be here.
Alright, again, your trap's not in use. Redo it.
I got one on it.
Alright, back. This is where you back up. Back up. You don't have to be this close to get damage on Junkrat.
Fucking with that trap.
Stupid button. You're dead.
Yeah, I couldn't get over again.
Right now you have to make a choice. Okay, good. At least it's a choice.
Almost out there. At 70.
Again, this is where you're moving in so close that you're not seeing all your
Yep,
targets.
the Reaper. Just killed me though.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, I think that's fucked.
I froze them all though.
And that is it. Let me find. That's here we go. Hold on, do I use the other one? There's another picture. Ah, fuck it. Oh, there it is. Bam! You can tell it's legit because it has user reviewed on there. Alright, so that was like classic low SR Junkrat. Way too far. I get that you want to be closer to increase your accuracy. And I get that at your SR, it probably works 60 to 70% of the time. The problem is when you start going up higher SRs and they're hitting their shots, you're going to be dead fucking instantly. Very rarely did I see you use cover. Very rarely. Yeah, you actually almost never used cover. You were constantly out in the open. You were constantly jumping up for no reason and then just falling down in pretty much the same spot. You didn't really play any corner games, and you didn't really use ricochets to your advantage at all. So these are all things that are kind of like, yeah, it's kind of unique to Junkrat, but that's what you kind of got to get used to at this SR. As always, just trap more. Trap. Huh. Whenever you're essentially moving forward, if you're ever thinking about falling backwards, it's at this point that you want to throw your trap. Yeah. So that's whenever you want to do it. Also, if you notice, if you put a trap pretty deep, like you did a couple times way over here, and then they pushed way past that, redo your trap. Don't wait for the trap, like, oh, I'll get someone that respawns, or I'll get someone that is running back to spawn. Like, there's so many damn variables, and that can take up a really long time. It's better just to constantly use your trap actively. Unless you're consciously using it down to shut down a flank, which you rarely did. Logistics. This is with your concussive jumping. Fuck that. What can I say? Like, all or nothing? I don't want to say all or nothing, because I definitely go up in the air a lot, and maybe I'll come back down, but I do it for information. All I gotta say is have a reason. A lot of your jumps, they would just go up, and you would fall back down right here. You would gain no distance, you wouldn't really do anything except for putting yourself, more easily be able to get shot. Yeah. If you want to go up to a ledge, just go up to the goddamn ledge. If you're using it to go forward, go all the way forward. I get it if you go forward and you see something that's wrong and you're like, oh shit, I gotta back out. Then you do that. But there was none of that educational stuff in this jump. It wasn't a very educated jump. You did a lot of these blindly. That one on the second point, I just remember because you're at like 40 hit points and you just jumped straight to the cart where everyone was fighting. You didn't die, but that should get you killed. Your positioning, you gave up high ground. I shouldn't even say high ground, I should just say advantages. For no reason. There were a couple times you had the high ground, you had some really good positioning, but then you just jumped down for no reason. And I assume your reason was that you just wanted to be on the cart or something, or you wanted to push it, or you wanted to hold it. Your teammates are there for a reason. You have to use them for something. You know, if the cart's not immediately being pushed onto the point and about to get captured, don't worry about jumping on the point. You can let the cart go a little bit farther than you would like to. As long as you don't give it your positioning, and then you kill everyone, after that. Don't just give it up. There's like 4 or 5 times that you just kind of gave up everything. Action. So your accuracy is rough. Obviously, I can say just hit stuff more. What I would say to help most of this is what I've always told people, and it is a Wing Chun concept. If you have all these attackers, or defenders, whatever, people on the enemy team, and you're in the middle, it's really hard to make a good decision because there's so many variables around you. Even if you do make good decisions, you're probably going to die. And that's because there's just, you can't see all the pieces, you can't make an educated decision. Yes, you're overwhelmed, but you can't figure anything out from here. So what Wing Chun says is pick a side, doesn't matter what, just pick a fucking side, and then cleave towards the center. And what this does is it lets you put all the pieces in your view, where you can make an educated decision, and then go from there. Fiend, what am I talking about? I'm talking about positioning. Essentially what he was doing is he was jumping in the middle of everyone and just trying to fight his fucking way out. And that is confusing. It's complex. You're going to make a mistake because there's so many variables you can't account for. Even if you think you are, you're not. So what you do is you pick a side. So move to a side of combat, put everyone in your scope of vision, and then make a decision from there. As long as this isn't a horribly bad position spot, or spot high ground or super low ground, I don't know, in the goddamn bottom of a pit with spikes. As long as this isn't a terrible position, just having everything in your point of view so you can make a good decision is worth a lot. And that's the first thing I think I need you to work on is this and this. These are basically the same thing, and it will help your accuracy a bit. And it will help your, giving up an advantage. This is actually one of your your primary things that you're messing up. Is because you're just charging forward and not really thinking about it, you're giving up your advantages. You're actually lowering your accuracy. I know you think you're gaining your accuracy, but you saw those last 2 holds when you're right in front of people, and you're just kind of blindly shooting. And you're just making piss poor decisions, I'll say. And that all stems from your information gathering is you're way too forward. You're just running at them. You're not really understanding what you're doing. You're just trying to kill someone. And as someone runs over here, you run over there. But someone's over here, so you decide to run all the way over here. Stepping back and just work on your decision making is what you need to do. And this is the easiest way I can really tell someone to start working on their decision making. It's not going to happen overnight, but it's as long as you're conscious about it and you're doing something that aids your information gathering and you make decisions from there, you're going to start making better decisions overall. Hopefully you'll start trending up. That doesn't mean your win rate's going to go up. Your win rate's it's Overwatch. That's what it does. So I don't know. That's pretty much what I got for you here. I know I said a lot of stuff during the video, but these are the core concepts that I pulled out, and the single string that I pull from all of your issues is your positioning and how you're gathering information, which this works on. Which leads me to an open floor. Does anyone have any questions? Comments? Concerns?
My genius is finally
Subscriptions, maybe? Like your friendo? He says, shit yeah, boys, for the 23 months. Thank you, sir. You subbed at the exact right moment when I was asking for questions. And I needed something to talk about, to buy time for people to ask questions. But no one's asking a question. Just friendo, I appreciate your support, man. For buying me a little time. Alright. If there's nothing to be said about that one, then that's that. Sheep. Welcome to the stream.